guys. It is February the 14th, 2025, and I hope everybody's been having a wonderful day so far today. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there, and happy TGIF. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there who are excited that your weekend is about to begin, so congratulations to you guys. What I want to talk about today, and I'm going to try to keep today's video kind of short. Before I start today's video, really quick while I'm thinking about it, I will not be doing a video tomorrow, so if you are going to be looking for that, I was talking about this just the other day, but it's my youngest son's birthday. His birthday was actually yesterday, but you know, it was a school day. My wife had to work and all that stuff, so we're going to be celebrating his birthday on Saturday, and I just don't want to take away from my family and, you know, have to make a video and all that stuff. I just want to be able to, you know, pour all of my attention into my son and, you know, just be able to spend the day with him and my family tomorrow. So I'll be back on Sunday, but I will not be here tomorrow. So if you're in need of a video to check out, you know, something to help you along, if you're getting some cravings or something, there's tons of older videos that you can go back and look at. Just yesterday, the channel broke 400 videos. So today will be 401, which is just crazy to me. Never thought that I'd have this many videos up on YouTube, but here we are, and you know, it's been a really neat adventure that I've gone on, you know, with all of you guys here. And just a really quick shout out to the people that have been here since I started. I just want to say thank you. There are so many of you here that have been here since I started this channel. So many of you. And I don't want to shout out anybody's names because I know I'll leave somebody out and I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings, and I just don't want to do that. But you know who you are. And there are many of you on this channel who have been here since the very beginning. I mean, there are some of you that have been here since I've made that very first video in March or April, whatever it is, back in 2023. Or it might have been May, I don't remember. I think it was March. But there's people that subscribed to the channel all the way back then and are still here. You know, I've told this story so many times on here, but I'll just tell it really quick again. I posted up a video. I had just gotten out of the hospital with pancreatitis again, and finally got to the point where I felt comfortable enough to go ahead and film myself, because I did. I looked really, really bad right before that. I'd lost so much weight. I had gotten all the way down to like 115 pounds at one point or something like that. All my muscle mass was gone. I had ascites really, really, really bad, and was bedridden for months right up before that. And like I said, I finally got comfortable enough to film myself, and then went ahead and did that, and decided to post that video. And then I completely forgot that I'd put a video up. I mean, I just did. I had so much stuff going on that year. I had my first TIPS procedure back that January, and then I had my second TIPS procedure in that June. And then I had a bunch of ERCPs and all this stuff leading up until that November, Thanksgiving Day, when I saw that video had 27,000 views. And I made a follow-up video just to let everybody know that I was still here. And the journey began from then, really. And I've been posting pretty much every day since. So just, you know, like I said, thank you so much to all of you guys that have been here since the beginning. I really do appreciate it. You guys have watched my life unfold in front of your eyes. I mean, you guys have seen so many different things happen, especially last year, kind of crazy. You know, we had multiple hurricanes, and trees get knocked down. The whole town where I live just completely shut down because of the hurricane. There's been a lot of weird stuff that happened last year. Hopefully this year isn't as wild. I'm hoping so, at least. But anyway, now that I've spent all that time talking about that, what I wanted to talk about today is it's kind of depressing information, but I just felt like it was important to talk about today because it's Friday, and Fridays are the day, or is one of the days that a lot of us get that temptation and get that feeling like we want to have a drink. The work week's over. This is often when we give ourselves a pat on the back and tell ourselves, good job, and you deserve this. You've had a really hard week at work. Your boss has been giving you a hard time. You've been fighting with your spouse. Your kids aren't, listening to you. They're acting up, whatever it is. On Friday we say, it's been a tough week and I'm going to have a drink tonight and let loose. And that's the reason I'm talking about this today, because I just want to share this information maybe as a deterrent. If you do get that thought in your head, maybe this can help change your mind and make you go, never mind, it's not worth it. I don't want to go back to that. I don't want to, have this happen to me. I don't want to become a statistic, I'm sorry. But that's what I'm going to be talking about today. And I'm going to be talking about basically, how many people pass away just in the United States from alcohol every year. And I've done a video about this in the past, but I just wanted to talk about this briefly today and just share some quick numbers with you guys, just so you understand how many people we lose just here in the United States every year due to alcohol. And I pulled these numbers straight from the CDC website. So coming from the CDC, there are 178,000 Americans that pass away from alcohol every single year. And that includes alcohol poisoning, liver disease, accidents, and other alcohol-related conditions. 178,000 people a year. People passing away from alcohol is right behind tobacco. 120,000 of those are male, and 59,000 of those are female. So 120,000 males pass away every single year, and almost 60,000 women pass away every single year due to alcohol consumption or whatever. It could be a condition, an accident, whatever. And like I said, it's right behind tobacco. That's a 29% increase from a few years earlier, and they pulled the numbers back, and this is coming from the comparison from 2016 to 2017. It's almost a 30% increase from then. Back in 2016, 2017, it was 138,000 people. That's just insane that many more people passed away. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff out there that has to do with it, and I'm not even going to say the name of the word, because if I even say the word on here, next thing you know, I get all this kind of stuff on my video and everything but the C word. And you guys know what I'm talking about. We were locked down for quite some time because of it. But I think that's part or a huge chunk of the reason that so many more people have passed away due to alcohol, because those lockdowns caused a lot of problems. A lot of people ended up very depressed. They got pulled away from their daily lives. They weren't going to work every single day anymore. A lot of people lost their jobs during that period of time. There was just a lot of chaos. People were afraid. I was afraid. Nobody knew what was going to happen from one day to the next. One day everything was, still open, and the next day they shut everything down. You didn't know if you were going to be working or not, or any of that kind of stuff. It was just a really scary time. Luckily I was an essential worker. I still went to work every day. I did have to lay off like 90% of my staff. And basically just, myself and the general manager and the F&B manager and a couple other people were the only people there. I did have a couple guys in the kitchen that worked with me, my sous chef, and I think like two other of my kitchen guys stuck around, and the rest of them I had to lay off during that period of time. It was just a really scary time for people. And, one of the things that stayed open during that time period was the liquor stores, and, they were selling alcohol, and people started drinking a lot more during that period of time. I know I started drinking worse during that period of time. My drinking really spiraled out of control during that. And I've talked about this before too, but I thought that right after that I was going to go ahead and leave my job, and leaving my job was going to be the cure-all. I was going to fix it. I was going to quit drinking. I made all these promises, I quit right in the middle. My last day was right in the middle of December. And I said, as soon as the new year starts, I'm going to get sober. That never happened. It just spiraled more and more and more out of control. And my drinking just got worse and worse. It did not get better by any means. But I really do believe that had a lot to do with the increase in people that passed away from those previous numbers to where we're at now with 178,000 Americans. That's a lot of people. A lot of people. And I found this to be really interesting too. It shortened the lives of those who passed away by 24 years per person. So each person that passed away due to any kind of alcohol-related problem, whether it be an accident or some condition or something like that, it shortened the lifespan of those individuals by 24 years. Here's the crazy number. That resulted in a total of 4 million years lost. 4 million years lost. That is insane. Think about all of those lifetimes, all of the things that never happened in those people's lives, all of the things that they could have done, all the places they could have traveled, all the people they could have met, all the experiences that they could have had, all the food that they could have tried. Just so many different things that they never got to do. All the, the education they could have gotten, all the, the places in life, where they succeeded, and that feeling that they could have gotten that they'll never have. 4 million years of lifetime gone, wasted down the toilet because of alcohol. Just think about that for a minute. On average, what are we going to live? 60, 80, 90 years, let's say on average 70 to 75 years. And I know the United States, we're falling way back there versus other countries out there. Our life expectancy in this country has gone way down, and we spend more money on healthcare than any other country in the world. And how does that make any sense? We live so unhealthy in this country, and that's a conversation for another day, and not really, it doesn't really pertain to my channel. I really don't want to focus on that, but alcohol has a lot to do with that as well. We cherish alcohol in this country. It's very, very celebrated here. It's one of those things to where if you don't drink, you're the odd one. And I know that's going to upset some people by saying that, but it's just the truth. Now, you might be in some environments, in certain places where people just don't drink. But for the most part, like I said, if you don't drink, you're the oddball. A lot of people drink in this country, and for a lot of different reasons. When we're celebrating somebody's birthday, or celebrating a wedding, or celebrating an anniversary of some type, or celebrating a graduation, or anything big in life, often we cheers it to a glass of champagne or a cocktail or whatever it is. It's just so widely accepted in our country and around the world. There are a lot of other countries. There are some countries where people don't drink hardly at all, but not in America. Alcohol is a huge deal here. And, I talk about this all the time too. But, you can't even turn the television on without seeing an alcohol commercial, whether it be on YouTube or, Netflix doesn't really have commercials, not that I'm aware of. I don't know if some of the other subscriptions, like if you can buy like a $4 subscription or not and watch commercials, I'm not really sure. But I know we have Hulu and a couple of Peacock and some of those things, but we don't have the $20 a month subscription. We've got the cheap one, $4 a month. So we have to watch commercials when we watch those streaming services. And when we're on there, there are alcohol commercials on almost every single break. Almost every single break, there is at least one alcohol commercial. Whether it be some new cognac or some vodka or whatever it is, there's always, or beer, there are always alcohol commercials, or some wine. You see it all the time. It's in your face all the time. And the reason that I'm talking about this today is because, one, I just wanted to share these numbers, like I said at the beginning of the video, because I was hoping that by sharing these today, for anybody out there that might be getting that thought in their head, I might have a drink today, to maybe, deter them and steer them the other direction rather than going back to the bottle. But also just as a wake-up call to this, I don't want anybody else to become part of this statistic. And I want you guys to think about this right now. Do you want to become part of this statistic? I know at some point in my life, I will be part of this statistic. I will be. I'm going to pass away from liver disease, unless I have some kind of freak accident or something. But, majority of what I probably am going to pass away from is going to be directly related to my alcohol consumption. My doctor told me when I went to go see him one day, I just straight up asked him, what do you think is going to be the cause of my loss of my life? And he said, I think it's probably going to be due to the therapeutics that you're on, the blood thinners. He said that they cause a lot of problems. You accidentally cut yourself, or if I have a varices burst, I'm probably going to end up bleeding out. And, like I said, I'm probably going to end up being a statistic. I'm going to be added to this total number of Americans that pass away every single year. What year that's going to happen, I have no idea, but I'll be one of that 178,000 or whatever the number is for whatever year it is that I go. And I don't want to see anybody else out there become a part of this number, and that's why I'm talking about this today. So, 117,000 of those were from chronic conditions. This includes several types of cancer, heart disease, liver disease, and just alcohol use disorder as well. Where's this other page at? Here it goes. Sorry guys, these pages are sticking together. Another 1/3 of alcohol related were from binge drinking or drinking too much on one occasion. So another 1/3 of that total number were just basically from somebody drinking way too much in one sitting, or from binge drinking. And this also can include examples such as vehicle crashes, alcohol-involved drug overdoses, and alcohol poisoning as well. And this number usually involves people 35 years or older. So for the majority of these people that passed away, that 178,000 people, the majority of it, like 98% of it, are people that are 35 years or older. But 4,000 people a year pass away that are under 21. Think about that. Think about all those kids that just a one-off night, they wanted to go hang out with their friends, go to a party, and they just had one too many that night and didn't wake up. They passed away from having too much alcohol. They got alcohol poisoning, potentially choked on their vomit in the middle of the night, whatever it may be. Don't become part of this number. Stay sober today. It really is not worth going back to. I can promise you that. If there is one thing that I have so much experience in, is getting sober, not for a long period of time, for a short period of time. I never really got over 2 weeks. 2 weeks is the longest I ever got. But I always would get to a week or so and I'd start feeling great. And then before you know it, I got that wild idea that I could go ahead and have a cocktail, and it all went downhill from there. It never panned out for me. And that's why I talk about this every single day. Every single day I'm going to continue to hammer this, because I know how easy it is just to fool yourself into thinking that it's going to be okay. I can have it this time. I can promise you it's not. I've spoken to so many people that thought the exact same thing and lost years and years and years of their life, and lots of other things more. They lost their family, they lost their spouse, they lost their job. The list just goes on and on and on. Nothing good comes from alcohol. Nothing. And, the thing is that there are so many people out there right now getting sober. It's becoming a movement. Worldwide, people are starting to get sober. They're starting to realize how dangerous the alcohol really is, how bad the alcohol really is for us. I'm seeing this every single day. And I gotta say, it makes me happy to see it. It makes me happy to see that there are these kids these days that are like, I'm gonna be sober, I'm not gonna drink. It's just a really good thing to see. I'm really happy to see this movement continue. I see more channels popping up all the time. I get recommended all kinds of videos all the time because of what I watch on YouTube, and the content that I produce, I guess, as well. So, majority of my recommended feed is about addiction or AUD or you name it. That's anything that's related to this. And I see new channels all the time. They are just steadily popping up every single day. And it makes me feel so good to see so many people that are on the same path, trying to help people stay sober. Because life on this side, being sober, it's just so much better. You're not waking up every single day feeling so bad and regretting so many different things, so many things that happened the night before at the bar or whatever. You don't wake up feeling that way anymore. You don't wake up with those regrets anymore. You wake up in the morning and you feel great. Now, I have to say, there's a lot of us out here that have problems because of alcohol, and there's days you wake up and you don't feel good at all. But I'll tell you what, you feel a heck of a lot better than you would have if you had just pounded a half gallon of vodka the night before. I don't miss that feeling one bit. It's a horrible feeling, and I don't ever want to go back to it. So, once again, guys, the point of today's video is don't become part of this statistic, and don't let yourself be fooled into thinking that you can have that one drink, because it's not going to work. Stay sober today. It really is worth being sober. Your life can be so much better. And for those of you out there that are sober right now, I am so proud of you. And for those of you that are even thinking about getting sober, I am so proud of you. For any of you guys that are watching this video today, I am so proud of each and every single one of you. Because each and every single one of you, yes, some of you guys, you've slipped up and done things, and it's okay. But you're still trying. And that's what I say all the time, hey, we fall off the wagon, no big deal. It happens to almost all of us. What's important is that you don't give up and you keep trying. You fall off, you dust yourself off, you get back up, and you get back on again. You fall off, you do the same thing. You don't ever give up. You keep trying, you keep pushing forward, and you keep going for your goal. Life isn't perfect, and you can't expect this to be perfect either. But it is worth fighting for. That I can promise you. With that said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I hope each and every single one of you has a great weekend. Like I said, I will not be here tomorrow, but I will be back on Sunday. So until Sunday afternoon, I will see y'all then. Have a great Friday night. Have a great Saturday. And everybody, please stay sober out there. Bye-bye, guys. I love y'all so much. Until Sunday.